Ukrainian forces continue to face a constant stream of Russian reconnaissance and strike drones, which the 3rd Separate Iron Mechanized Brigade intercepts on a daily basis. Their air defense and UAV teams work around the clock to neutralize sleepers, reconnaissance platforms, and Lancet-type loitering munitions before they can threaten Ukrainian infantry or equipment. The Iron Brigade's dedicated interceptor UAV unit, the Iron Birds, has become a critical shield in this area. Over just 2 days, their operators successfully eliminated 5 high-value Russian drones, including 3 Zala systems, 1 Lancet and 1 Skat. This consistent work not only disrupts enemy reconnaissance but also protects frontline positions and saves lives, limiting Russia's ability to adjust fire or prepare assaults. Kupiansk direction continues to deliver powerful results for Ukrainian defenders. Russian attempts to push forward with armored vehicles are routinely stopped with minutes as the Subsun UAV battalion of the Knyazivska Brigade maintains constant aerial surveillance and rapid response strike capability. Their operators work quickly, precisely, and without pause, often detecting and disabling enemy equipment before it can be brought into the fight. Over recent days, Subsun drones have repeatedly located Russian vehicles hidden in forest belts, supply routes, and staging areas, turning what the enemy considers cover into a trap. Each successful strike not only neutralizes valuable enemy hardware, but also disrupts logistics, slows down assaults, and protects Ukrainian infantry on the ground. Kupiansk remains one of the hottest sectors, and one where Ukrainian drone teams are proven decisive time and time again. The warriors of the 118th Mechanized Brigade continue to hold their sector with unwavering stability, repelling one Russian assault after another. Recent enemy attempts to break through with mechanized groups have once again ended in complete failure. Armored vehicles lose momentum long before reaching Ukrainian lines, and infantry attacks collapse under coordinated defensive actions. Russian forces continue to push forward in waves, trying to gain even minimal tactical advantage, but each new breakthrough ends the same way: destroyed equipment, disrupted formations, and no progress on the ground. In the latest assault alone, 8 units of enemy armor were neutralized, and dozens of attackers were stopped before they could pose a real threat. The 118th Brigade remains a reliable shield on its axis, consistently dismantling Russian offensive efforts and preventing the enemy from gaining any foothold. Whoever comes with a sword receives an FPV. On the Kostiantynivka axis, Ukrainian drone units, including the Spalach UAV group, Kurt & Company, and operators from the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd battalions are systematically dismantling Russian assaults long before they can pose a threat. Enemy infantry groups trying to push forward are detected early and stopped instantly. Russian reliance on night vision systems, gun positions, and makeshift transport routes is becoming increasingly futile as Ukrainian FPV teams strike with growing precision and coordination. In this sector, any attempt by Russian forces to advance, regroup, or hide in tree lines and shelter ends with the same outcome: disabled equipment, disrupted assault plans, and zero progress on the ground. The drone operators working here have honed their accuracy to the limit, and it shows in every engagement. On the Kupiansk axis, the National Guard's 15th Brigade Kara Dag continues to systematically dismantle Russian attempts to advance or strengthen their positions. Ukrainian drone units are striking not only infantry trying to cross the Oskil, but also enemy logistics routes, rare concentrations, mobility assets, and firing positions. Artillery pieces, transport vehicles, small craft, communications equipment, and support elements are being neutralized long before they can be used effectively. Despite this, Russia keeps promoting narratives about supposedly major successes in the area, stories that exist only in their information bubble and have little to do with reality on the ground. The real situation is defined by constant Ukrainian surveillance, rapid identification of targets, and precise strikes that deny the enemy any freedom of movement. Ukrainian drones see everything, reach everywhere, and continue to suppress Russia's ability to maneuver or regroup on this part of the front. On this sector of the front, Russian artillery continues to play a central role in attempts to pressure Ukrainian positions, but the 5th Assault Brigade has turned counter-battery warfare into a daily routine. Their reconnaissance and fire adjustment teams consistently detect enemy gun systems hidden across fields, tree lines, and makeshift firing points, neutralizing them before they can inflict damage. In recent engagements, the brigade successfully located and destroyed 5 Russian artillery pieces that had been shelling Ukrainian troops. Each disabled gun not only reduces the enemy's striking power, but also directly saves the lives of Ukrainian soldiers and disrupts Russian operational planning. The 5th Assault Brigade remains one of the units that steadily erodes Russia's ability to support its assaults with firepower. precise, decisive, and relentless in countering any threat aimed at Ukrainian positions. Bada boom! And another enemy gun disappears from the battlefield. The 3rd Army Corps FPV units continue delivering precise, high-impact strikes against Russian manpower, equipment, and communication systems. The Phantom unit of the 60th Mechanized Brigade remains one of the most effective, systematically targeting enemy shelters, artillery positions, and field communication nodes. Russian forces attempt to disperse through forest belts high equipment in tree lines and build up small assault groups, but Ukrainian FPV operators consistently find and neutralize these positions. Antennas, field comms, artillery elements, and concealed infantry groups are being taken out long before they can affect the situation on the front line. Another day, another series of accurate strikes, and another reminder that precision remains one of Ukraine's strongest advantages in this phase of the war. On the Kupiansk axis, the UAV units of the 3rd Army Corps continue to undermine Russia's drone capabilities by detecting and neutralizing enemy FPV systems before they can even take off. Ukrainian operators systematically track launch sites, storage points, and concealed positions where Russian drones and crews attempt to prepare for assaults. At the same time, strike teams are carrying out targeted drops on enemy positions in trenches, abandoned buildings, and improvised shelters, disrupting infantry movements, breaking assault attempts, and preventing the occupier from regrouping. This constant pressure leaves the enemy with fewer tools, fewer safe routes, and fewer opportunities to advance. The drone war continues, and we're winning it. Precision, initiative, full control of the sky. Occupiers and their internet both shut down in the Kharkiv region. Ukrainian UAV units of the Insane Group from the Chaos Company 2nd Mechanized Battalion continue to systematically hunt down Russian infantry moving through forest lines and agricultural strips, disrupting every attempt to regroup or advance. Enemy troops trying to slip through vegetation or conceal themselves in small groups consistently find themselves tracked and stopped by precise drone operations. At the same time, Ukrainian drones are targeting Russia's field communication systems, including mobile antennas and Starlink terminals used to coordinate assaults. Several of these critical devices have recently been detected and disabled, cutting off enemy commanders from their units and further disorganizing Russian movements on this axis. Still, thunderstorms for the occupiers, precision, speed, and total disruption of the enemy plans. The 2nd Assault Battalion continues to demonstrate what precision and timing truly mean in modern warfare. Russian armor that manages to reach the battlefield rarely remains operational for long. Ukrainian assaults drone units detect and disable tanks and vehicles before they can influence the fighting. At the same time, enemy attempts to reposition through trench networks or reinforce forward positions are consistently disrupted. Any movement along Russian defensive lines is quickly identified and targeted, preventing the occupier from regrouping, rotating troops, or preparing new assaults. Rapid detection, accurate strikes, and complete shutdown of enemy momentum, efficiency from the first moment to the last. Eliminating the enemy's ammo depots, along with their equipment and positions. On this sector of the front, pilots of the 3rd Assault Brigade continue inflicting serious and irreversible losses on Russian forces. Ukrainian drone units are systematically targeting the occupiers' electronic warfare systems, light vehicles, night vision assets, communication nodes, and ammunition stockpiles, neutralizing the tools Russia relies on to coordinate assaults and support its frontline troops. The PNK Group of the Chaos Company 2nd Mechanized Battalion plays a key role in this effort. Their FPV teams consistently locate hidden storage points, field comms, and logistics hubs, striking them before they can be used. Each destroyed antenna, disabled EW model, or detonated ammo cache further erodes Russia's ability to operate safely or maintain any momentum. This is precision work that leaves the occupier without supplies, without communications, and without the capacity to organize effective attacks. Spartan drones clearing enemy forces from shelters, fields, and tree lines. Russian troops continue to move in small assault groups, trying to hide in tree belts, shelters, and scattered positions before pushing forward Ukrainian lines. But in the zone of responsibility of the Spartan Brigade, these tactics no longer work. Ukrainian UAV teams systematically detect enemy movements, locate concealed personnel, and strike the exact points where Russian forces attempt to regroup or advance. Every attempt to sneak forward, consolidate positions, or wait out Ukrainian surveillance ends the same way, with the assault being stopped before it can gain momentum. The Spartan Brigade demonstrates daily that precision, coordination, and constant aerial oversight leave the enemy no room to maneuver or hide. control from above, and stability on the ground. The Phoenix unit is stopping assaults and cutting enemy logistics on the Ocheratina axis. Russian forces continue to push assault groups forward while trying to maintain supply routes through forest belts, field and secondary roads. But the Phoenix unit systematically breaks these plans. Their UAV teams constantly monitor enemy movements, identifying where assault groups are forming and which routes are being used to transport ammunition, equipment and reinforcements. Every attempt by the occupier to advance or resupply their forward elements is quickly met with precise drone strikes that disrupt logistics, halt infantry pushes and strip Russian units of both momentum and support. The enemy's ability to maneuver, regroup or deliver supplies is steadily eroded by persistent aerial pressure. A clear demonstration of how the Phoenix unit denies the occupier both movement and supply, precision from above and zero chances for the enemy to advance. The Rubaka operators of the 77th Air Mobile Brigade continue to skillfully dismantle Russian assault attempts on the Kharkiv axis. Enemy infantry groups trying to move through tree lines and open terrain are detected long before reaching Ukrainian defenses, with their routes, gathering points and movement patterns tracked and disrupted by precise drone operations. Russian forces repeatedly attempt to form small assault units to break through Ukrainian positions, but each effort collapses under coordinated aerial surveillance and rapid strikes. The 77th Brigade's UAV teams consistently break these assault plans at the early stages, denying the occupier any opportunity to reach the line of contact. Another precise and effective operation from the UAV teams of the 77th Separate Air Mobile Brigade, control from above, stability on the ground. On the Konstantinivka axis, the fighters of the 3rd Mechanized Battalion of the 93rd Kholodny Yar Brigade have once again crushed the Russian assault, sending several enemy groups back with nothing to show for their effort. Russian forces continue to push forward in small assault elements trying to break through open terrain and tree lines toward Ukrainian defensive positions. But the brigade's constant aerial surveillance and rapid response drone units leave the enemy no chance to gain momentum. Every attempted advance is detected early, tracked and neutralized with precise coordinated fire. Steady defense, disciplined coordination and full control of the battlefield. That's how the 93rd Mechanized Brigade holds the line on one of the most contested axes of the front. That's all for now. If you believe the world should know the truth about this war, make sure to subscribe, like and share this video so everyone can see what Ukraine is fighting for. Together we're stronger, together we bring victory closer.